Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with the Weekly Comic Book Roundup. We've made it through, well, pretty much everything else. Now it's on the home stretch. Kicking things off, we've got Batman, Catwoman, The Gotham War, Red Hood, number 2. Wrapping up the miniseries as the Gotham War winds down. Where we left off, one of the thieves that Red Hood had been training, who was a former henchman of Scarecrow's, had been killed by the Scarecrow. And turns out that Red Hood's involvement with Catwoman was partially based on the fact that, yeah, it would drive Bruce crazy, but also to help him try and find the Joker. So the issue begins, quote unquote, a week ago. Bash has been killed. One of the others, two of the thieves are talking about how, it's actually kind of, basically doing the doing the whole, being thieves rather than henchmen is actually kind of easy, is a lot easier. As they leave from their score, get in their car, turns out that the Joker is waiting in the car for them. He has a note he wants passed along to Red Hood. Across town, presumably at Noonan's pub, Red Hood is asking questions about Scarecrow in a totally peaceful manner, using his words and totally not beating people up and when they tell him they don't know anything. By which I mean he's absolutely doing the latter and punctuating questions with punches. But Catwoman stops him. They talk a bit, and apparently one of the men that was trained by Jason desperately needs to talk to him. Catwoman doesn't know what about, but so Red Hood has Ravager there for backup when he goes to meet with this particular member of Selena's group, and they find his dead body and the note. It's a list of addresses, or a list of locations that the Joker wanted Jason to have. Jason asks Ravager to pass along the list to Manhunter. Tell her to scout the locations, but don't make a move without him. So, and since Scarecrow killed Bash, well, and that's all the other one. Well, Red Hood's putting his effort into Scarecrow instead for the moment. A day later, and Jason and Catwoman are planning the basically what would be the on-the-job training of Grand Theft Auto. 48 hours later, Ravager's waiting on Jason. 49 hours later, Jason begins his fight with Batman, in which he was captured. An hour after that, Jason's been defeated and is at the Brownstone. An hour after that, Rose is getting worried about Jason. An hour after that, Jason has come to and is being told what's become of him by Batman. Ravager calls Marquise, worried about Jason, because Jason is, very stupid. But Marquise, who we now know to be Skeeter Savage, tells her father that the Red Hood has gone missing, and she believes that the Batman has taken him. Vandal tells his daughter to bring Red Hood back, as Red Hood could be very useful to them. Joker is wondering just why Red Hood hasn't shown up yet. Apparently, Stallone and Grundy heard that Batman has him, and told one of the other henchmen. And so Joker decides to take it upon himself to save the Red Hood. A few days later, the bosses are talking. Two-Face, Professor Pig, Calendar Man, Black Mask, Scarecrow. And the subject, Jason Todd, comes up. Scarecrow overhears the conversation being had between Two-Face and Black Mask. Around the time that Jason discovers the apartment building fire from someone's issue of Catwoman, which he tried to save trapped people from. Scarecrow shows up and sees what's become of Jason, and he's angered by the fact that Batman has taken Red Hood from him. But Joker shows up, and him and Scarecrow argue a bit. Crane attempts to use his fear toxin on Joker, but Joker points out that nothing scares him. And Joker seemingly injects Crane with some Joker toxin, though after Crane escapes, he explains that it wasn't real Joker toxin. It was just a vial full of Solomon Grundy's pee. And he sees what's happened to Red Hood, and says he'll find a way to fix Jason when a chunk of the building falls on top of Jason, leaving him alive at least. And Joker overhears someone coming their way, and so makes his own escape. And that is where the series ends. Interesting. I like how they managed to tie it all in with The Man Who Stopped Laughing, which will soon be wrapping up as well. So. Anyways, moving on to our next book, we've got Detective Comics number 1075. It's always kind of neat to, say that, yeah. Anyways, where we left off, Batman was fighting off the influence of the asthma and wandering to various locations in Gotham City that have emotional weight for him. Most recently, he was headed towards Crime Alley. Tracking him down were two detectives from the GCPD, one of whom had been saved by Batman. We learn the story. The officer in question had been infected with fear toxin. Batman saved him, helped him ride it out, and he apparently prolonged exposure to fear gas ruins your mind. But he spending time in a mental hospital. But the detective wonders just what makes it so that what made it so that Batman could, you know, wasn't really affected by the fear toxin. What turned him that way? At Crime Alley, Batman is hallucinating, of course, the murder of his parents. Talks to his younger self. Big theme lately in Bat books. And remembers being brought home to the manor and Alfred. But the Orgums have operatives looking for him, even if they don't realize they're operatives. But our detective has a theory, listing, that, like, okay, Morton's, her own confectioner, they're abandoned circus fairgrounds, both owned by Wayne Enterprises. But these aren't business decisions; they're emotional choices. There's Crime Alley; these are personal places. Batman's memories. The detective hasn't shared those there aside from his partner just now. So, we're going to see if maybe Batman's at Wayne Manor. He's not at the manor itself, but the graveyard outside. Talks to Alfred, telling him he's tired, but since the day that Alfred pulled that boy in from the rain. Really nothing's changed. He's a weary man, once more left kneeling in front of death, clinging to the memory of one from the standing stones. The two detectives find him, and one's about to go in, but the partner shoots him, killing him, and calls the Orgums. Detective Nash is told he will find a way to hide, drop off the grid, don't answer any calls, don't call any friends. After a week, write a letter saying how guilty he feels about taking his partner's life. Tell him where he's got the money. Then put a bullet in his head. The Orgums go after Batman. Arzan insists that Batman be left with him. And Arzan decides to unmask him, learning that Batman is Bruce Wayne, and says, "What a cruel fate to put a friend to the sword." He asks if those are the sacrifices that his father wanted him to make. Arzan decides that it suggested that the Orgums unmask Batman so everyone can know. Though Arzan states that Gotham needs to see the Batman hang. The man behind the mask should not matter. And Arzan asks aloud if Bruce is not just like him and not worthy of saving. We have a backup story, again recounting the early days of after the murder of the Waynes, from two points of view. One from the point of view of Alfred, trying his best to be there for Bruce. And the other point of view being Barbatos, trying to draw out what will end up becoming Batman, and both physically and mentally, Bruce reaches out. But not fully. Bruce kept part of himself hidden from Barbados, so as not to fully give himself over to him. Just as to a point, while he reached out to Alfred, it was at least the effort. It was more of the effort is made. But that is where the issue ends. Very interesting stuff there. Be quite interested to see how the next arc in Gotham Nocturne goes, which actually starts with next month's issue. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Harley Quinn number 33. And let me just say, I love this cover. Just the concept of it alone. Jenny Frisson's artwork is doing the cover itself. Definitely is a perk, too. So where we left off, multiversal PI had come to see Harley. Apparently, she's in danger, as are all the Harleys. So, yesterday, Earth 26, Captain Carrot gets an alert, goes to the home of Harley Quinn and Python Ivy, finding both dead. And Lux Kirby comes to investigate. Apparently, other Harley variants have been getting killed too. And he proceeds to tell, as well as multiversal Ivies. Harley has a moment of thinking, but Ivy being there is going to put her in danger, and pushes Ivy away. And she's talking about everything she's going through, basically having to come when Lady Quark calls to do whatever Lady Quark requires. Today, it's keeping an eye on Lady Quark's daughter during her writing lessons. Starts to investigate, wondering maybe there's something up. Maybe Lady Quark is somehow involved in this whole kill all the Harleys plot. But she ends up fighting off some Omax. Lady Quark's daughter, Liana, helps out. And they go to the Royal Library, looking up in the search engine who might be trying to kill her. Of course, when it says she gets to K, and it's who wants to kill Batman, or who's trying to kill Batman, who's trying to kiss Batman, who's trying to kill Superman, who's trying to kiss Superman, who's trying to kiss Wonder Woman. But more Omax show up. Harley and Liana deal with them. Utilizing the library scanner to see what's up with the Omax. Lux has been doing some investigating and has found what appear to be would appear to be the paw prints of large dogs and potentially wearing robes. And we learn who the masterminds are. It's those variants of, it's the intelligent variants of Bud and Lou. We've got a backup story where Harley has an odd dream and is trying to interpret it through the usual bits of symbolism. Seems to largely be about going through, making decisions and making choices. Decided she wants to, she chooses to live a life where she gets to keep waking up next to Ivy. And that is where the issue ends. Our second Harley Quinn mystery is, in the last year and a half is definitely getting interesting. Once again, Harley investigating to a degree her own death. And this will also be the second time we've had someone killing multiversal Harleys in the last year. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Penguin, number 3. Where we left off, the Penguin had recruited the Help to his cause, taking back Gotham. But he gives his handler a list of people. It's the members of a former government-sponsored super team known as 4th of July. We've got Silent Majority, who bases multiple-man stuff. Major Victory, who's Captain America without the morals. In fact, Penguin feels that Major Victory has to be first broken by the Help to understand that, he is not who he used to be. Then we got Mayflower, who's kind of has similar abilities to Poison Ivy. And in fact, well, Penguin offers to, if Mayflower helps him, he'll put her and Ivy in touch. Next comes Lady Liberty, who will help for lots and lots and lots of money. And finally, Sparkler, who actually acclimated quite well to no longer being a superhero. He's from a teacher. And it seemed that there was nothing, whereas with everyone else, they all had needs that Penguin could exploit. Sparkler does not. So he tells Sparkler that the Sparkler works for him. The Help won't shoot his wife, or not his wife, his older sister. And so Sparkler agrees to work for Penguin. The 5 of them all come together, and are told that under each of their chairs is a gun. Gun they're supposed to use on whoever comes through the door. They find the gun, and they get ready, and the issue ends with the 4th of July all pointing guns at the door about to open. This book is definitely getting good. I like how each issue can have a similar but different tone from the previous ones. It's a nice touch. Moving on, though, to our last book for the week, we've got Batman the Brave and the Bold, number 6. Wrapping up the No More Kings storyline. Actually, I think that's the only... and continuing Harcourt, we'll get a couple others. First off, we have Batman Pygmalion. So, Batman's been injured, wakes up in an apartment bedroom, a little girl's apartment bedroom. Broken ribs, broken other things too, and amnesia. He learns that apparently he once saved the little girl's mom, but little by little things are coming back to him. He makes a practice dummy. Little by little, puts on the cowl, and we get an idea of everything inside the cowl. 360-degree vision. Geolocator has an error signal. Impact must have damaged it. But Bryce, as he's being called currently, no, it's all military technology. It costs a lot of money, and all you can think is, why? He remembers the murder of the Waynes. Continues to train. When the landlord's a bit of a creep towards Aurora's mother, Bryce attacks him, and also makes some threats to him. Does make some threats, namely the "I'll be watching you" type of threat. Some Joker goons attempt a drive-by nearby. Local hit throws a brick at the head of one of them, and then another rock is tossed at the one who's able to get away. As Bryce is training, Catwoman watches, and Aurora's sad because when he gets his memory back, well, he's gonna be, probably forget all about them. And she volunteers to basically be his new Robin, Hoopo. And the bat signal's lit. And that's where part 1 of the story ends. On the conclusion of War of No More Kings, Stormwatch is going after Kanjar-Ro. He apparently has a Phantom Zone pistol. They toss his compatriots out of the ship, and or one of them gets tossed out of the ship while Phantom 1 takes down the other. But Peacekeeper 01 finds the Phantom Zone pistol and sends Kanjar-Ro to the Phantom Zone. And they leave before they door out of Kanjar-Ro's ship. They leave a grenade behind. Back at Skywatch, Peacekeeper 01 is being vaccinated for the Dead Sea Blade pathogen, but he's fairly convinced that it's actually the neck bombs that Suicide Squad is known for. Waller talks a bit. Some questions are asked of Waller and Bones. And she even says that if any of them aren't comfortable don't want to continue working for Waller, they're free to leave. While most of the team is mad, Winter is, whatever. stating that they've always operated on the fringes, and people at the top have always been, well, not without their problems. Henry Bendix, after all. That said, though, Flint doesn't trust Waller. Though, got a few of them are sticking around with, and including Peacekeeper 01, who says that, all he needs is for Waller to say the word, he'll go after Batman, and he'll do it. But she does insist that, yes, he should, if he doesn't take his vaccinations, he's going to die. So, Phantom 1 is holding off on making a decision about saying or not, and wants to know if Ravager sees what outcomes she sees, and apparently she sees nothing, though. Then continue Harcourt's story, where we left off. Weapons Master had been killed, and so Harcourt pours some Lazarus liquid in his mouth, bringing him back, and is able to steal his interdimensional armory power. With some additional flashbacks to Harcourt's childhood, learning how to fight, be a soldier, not to be a victim, but she realizes now that's exactly what she was trained to be. But she was sent on a mission to kill Waller. Take control of Task Force X so that the group that Harcourt was working for can then kill the superheroes. But Harcourt is resurrected, and now she knows exactly who it is that killed her. Captain Boomerang. This part, actually, the story ends with her about to put a bullet through Boomerang's skull. Finally, we have a Batman black and white story called The Performance. An actor is doing a one-man show, saying he intends to tell the secrets of the Batman. Bruce Wayne is in attendance, watching, of course, and seemingly the actor is killed in what seems to be an on-stage accident, though we're sure it's not. Investigating the scene, Batman determines that the rope in question was cleanly cut, and that, in fact, the actor is dead. And he's got goons in the costumes of the various Bat villains. Most of them are taken out with a blow in the light box, except for Professor Pig. But Pig has been knocked out too, and as the cops come in and arrest everyone, as well, including the actor himself, who applauds Batman's work. That is where the issue ends. So I'm kind of sad to see the Stormwatch story end, mainly because even though they're working for Waller, which means they will likely be popping up later on down the road, I'd like to see them a bit more often than whenever it is they eventually show up again. Be it in Titans or Wonder Woman or wherever. Anyways, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Mastodon, and Patreon can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying live long and rock hard.